I've been in a forum now for the past 16 years. None of your friends normally are keeping you accountable. But trust me, if I tell my forum that my goal is A, they'll ask me how the steps that you're going to achieve it. If I give a month-wise breakup, every month I'll get a reminder, did I achieve something? You are pushed to achieve your goals. Accountability is so huge. They will give you the entire view. Look, if something goes wrong, what is the resolution? So it's like your board of advisors, if I may say. Before you jump in over there, they'll tell you, look, these are the things that could go wrong. These are pitfalls. Business out of friendship or friendship out of business. What do you want? Jump headfirst into forum. You will love it.
Where would you be able to find like-minded people who are present in the room, listening to you, interacting with you, and actually giving you shared experiences? It's not advice. There's a very subtle difference. It's just sharing with you their experiences which you can build on going forward. In this room, nobody is judging you. This is a non-judgment zone. This is your space. And I think that makes a big difference, whether it's professional, if you are taking a certain decision in business and you share that with others. It could be right, it could be wrong, but you can't be judged for it. I'm here today. I wasn't supposed to be part of the panel, but I know what my forum mate went through, what he went through emotionally, what he went through personally to actually create this platform. And once you are part of this journey with somebody, you actually realize that whatever come may you, if you can add something to it, you must. And I think that's what the forum does. It's about sharing. It's about being part of someone's business and professional journey, as well as personal journey.
In my first forum, I had a guy who woke up at 5 in the morning and did yoga. And I was a guy who at that age used to come home at that time. But so the only world I knew was all these people who I was meeting in this world. And suddenly I had this in-house room of people, and I could see what other people or other diverse groups are thinking. That insight is invaluable. You can't share your insecurities. You can't share your fears. So where do you share all this? Can you share this at home? That's unfair because you're putting the pressure on the family. So this is the organized format to get a group like that. And over there, everyone swears confidentiality. So if you're meeting with this group every month, they know not only who you were, who you are, but who you are becoming. And then to get insights from such people is I cannot even assign a value to this because it is invaluable. I have been in a forum since 2004. The deeper the dives I took, I was able to take away the most from my forum. There is so much cross-information flowing that insight, that knowledge can really shift your decision making.
There was a problem I was facing, a problem as an entrepreneur, and I think it was a nagging feeling that I had. It centered around a thought which made me ponder and think that I'm not doing enough in my current business today to give back as much as I did earlier. And I never felt comfortable speaking about this to anyone in my company or to anyone in my family. But when I was in my forum meeting yesterday, I brought this up. Long story short, between the 10 of us in my forum, 7 of us felt the same way. The value of advice that I got in the last 24 hours has made me so much more positive. I need to have confidence that my deepest thoughts and my deepest fears are going to be respected, are going to be spoken about in a controlled atmosphere, and I would be able to draw value from others. So if you ask me that how did a forum help me in my development, it helped me in a very, very 360-degree way, personally and professionally. DLC today is a true result of Jimmy developing within his forum and taking those ideas forward and bringing them here. So this itself is a practical example.
Whom do I speak with? Forum. Who gives me the courage to do it? Forum. Who shares experiences with me? Forum. Forum is the one safe space where you can go in, you're not judged, you are not expected to be something. You can actually be yourself there. And the 5% that I would not even tell my spouse or my business associates or my co-founders is the 5% that I can tell my forum. When you're a leader of an organization, you cannot be seen to be vulnerable. At least that was the original ethos. It's changing now, thankfully. It is something I believe in because it's changed my life. I'm hoping all of you, what Jimmy is creating here and DLC is creating here is nothing short of, incredible around the world.
Two things which really strike me clearly differentiating from the YPO and EO. I think the first one was, it was a global platform. And it was a second one, it was a technology approach to the problem. I believe that technology is the only way to build long-term sustainable and scalable businesses. And the way Jimmy thought about it, I found it very disruptive to the whole concept of forums and how do we make better relationships and better learning platforms.
What is a forum? Imagine 8 of us from different backgrounds, each having a business from 100 crore plus to 10,000 crore plus, sitting in the common room at the same table and these all are trained professionals who have been going through this 9-hour forum training, which is mandatory for each of us before we join the forum. These are your personal board of directors. So imagine these people sharing about their business, professional life, personal life and family and health in 5 different columns inside a forum for 15 minutes. It's a state of meditation. And now, how has forum changed my life? One of my very, very close forum buddies, my co-founder of EO Gujarat, lost his wife. How the entire forum has stood by each other during that entire situation of the next 3 years till he got married.
The forum is a lot about building trust as a journey. When is the last time you confided in someone and without the fear of being judged? When is the last time you said something to your closest friend or your business colleague or your partner and then you realize that it is out in the open? Believe me, it's been now 4 years, right, in my chapter forum and 2 years in my regional forum. It's the most powerful thing that happened in my life. What I got with this is a lot of intensity. So anything that I want to discuss which has a lot of intensity, I can very easily open up to my forum. It gave me a lifeline. All of us at times when we are at that point where we really don't know what is right or wrong, whether we should do it or not, it's my forum which has really helped me to get it together. In my personal experience in 2020, I had an extremely off day and I had something which went terribly wrong. It was my forum who jumped into it and till date, they're actually getting me out of it. This is what my mantra for forum is. I think it's a temple of trust, influence, a safe haven to discuss and seek experience in regarding your personal, professional and family lives.
The way forum works is about experience sharing. So just imagine, I've been part of forums for 20 years. Last 7-8 years, 2 forums. You look at it, each month there are 2 presentations. Multiply 2 by 12, there's 24 of them in a year. Each forum is made up of 8-9 people. So there are 10 experiences happening for each of those problems. You multiply that as 240, multiply by 20, there are talking about 3,000, 4,000 experiences that I've heard on every single problem that you could be facing. Whenever I face a challenge, somebody or the other I know in my forum who's faced that challenge. I think every single person in the forum is somebody or the other is better than you in something. In that you can pick their brains and the experience sharing is just wonderful. The maximum value add you get in your life is from the forum.
I personally feel that the value that a forum could give would be immense, and that could be a game changer. It could be a life changer in many cases, because you are talking to a group of people who do not have any personal interest in you, but at the same time have a desire that you be safe and successful and happy.
Confidentiality is the highest. So all these 9 take a oath that they will never discuss anything outside. And there is a higher level of confidentiality called Atila Dahan. So there is another important thing, that in a forum, nobody will give advice. They only do experience sharing. This is the most important thing. And there is absolutely no judgment, by the way.
There is a concept called "it's lonely at the top." There's not too many people with whom you can share your issues at work or even in your personal life, because both are very well connected, and let me tell you that. So I think this is a unique platform in a forum where you get your own board of directors who do not advise you but help you clear the fog index and help you to pass through your difficult times and also prepare yourself for success.
25 years of forums, the format has not been disrupted. So we started talking to forum facilitators like Mo Fatlab, who's set up Harvard Business School forums, Dr. Amir Kafir, these are legends, Tom in New York. 40 of them, we've convinced them that we are not trying to be another wannabe YPO, but we have a very genuine approach towards disrupting some of the processes that need to be changed. There are things within the forums that have worked very well through the years and things which have not worked. Organizational forums have not worked, inter-organizational forums are happening, inter-family forums are happening. So there's a lot of new things that we are doing within the world of forums within DLC.
For me, forum has been a journey. I am now in my forum for the last 20 years. We've actually grown together. In businesses, we have all kinds of support, a whole battery of people who can tell us what to do with accounts, what to do with finance, how to structure deals. But when you have emotional problems and you cannot talk to people, this is one area where you are safe, you feel secure, and you can talk. And 20 years ago, it was all about, where we can party, and we've gone as a forum, I think, around the world. And now we just like to sit and talk. Sometimes we go to exotic places in the world and we just land up just having long chats about life and family and growth and sometimes very esoteric discussions. Best part is that, you're not judged for what you're saying. You're not judged for the idea you have, or you're not judged for the feeling. And the surprising part is that many people feel the same way that you feel at many stages of life. So when I joined my forum, my kids were like 3 and 6. My kids are now 26 and 23. And the businesses have grown, many multiple folds. And we've gone from a process where we were talking in terms of growth and business, and now we're talking about legacy and how to take care of the estate. So that's the journey for me with the forum.
So for me, I had never heard of a concept like forum when I joined a forum, and I was completely overwhelmed in the first few meetings of forum to the extent of which people can talk about themselves, and this sort of completely changes your perspective on what you can and what you cannot share. And being 3 years in forum now, part of a local forum and a global forum, and being the moderator of my forum this year, being the moderator also was a very different experience for me, because now you can take or guide your forum in a direction which you always thought your forum should be. The amount of growth it can give, not only from a professional perspective, probably I would say a professional growth for me from forum was, if it's 30%, personal growth for me, which enabled me to do many things, is probably 70%. And I was a firm believer that post 30 years, you would hardly make any friends, so you make all your friends before you're 30 years old. But today, I think 8 of my forum members are probably my closest friends.
I have personally gained so much. My forum has helped me out in so many times on finance issues, legal issues, IT issues, and they've been like genuinely there to help me. But the reason why forum works is it's a very safe space. It's a very structured way of doing things, conducting your meetings. I feel I have grown a lot as a person, as a leader, being in a forum. While there's a lot that happens, but the real benefit comes from the forum, because they are your inner circle, your inner space. They are literally like your, I would say, a mirror.
And I personally have a coach. I can discuss with my coach, but what does he do? He gives me advice. But there's one issue here, right? He's not actually been through that. He's not actually had that experience, right? And that's where I think the biggest difference comes in, and that's what I experienced with my forum. You learn to sort of keep getting a little more vulnerable with the forum. In a forum, I can come and I can say, hey, you know what? I am feeling this way because of this. Can you tell me how you've tackled the same thing? And a lot of these guys will like, hey, you know what? I went through this. This is how I dealt with it. It may work for you, it may not work for you, okay? It could be very different. But it's just when you hear those shared experiences, you get tremendous value. You become calm because you're sharing with someone. And then, you can just calm down, relax, and think how you want to take it forward. So So and that's why I think a forum, again, having this whole non-judgmental approach is very crucial. Please take the plunge, and I promise you will see the benefit. Thanks.
Organizations like EO, YPO, or the DLC, it is not a social club. That's what I feel. It is not you go out and have a drinking session with your friends. I don't think it is limited to that. And one should not really look at that we are going for a retreat and we party and we go to a club. I don't think it is that. Okay? It is much more than that. It is more formal. It is, and we as I say that what we have learned in our life, we want to talk about.
And being in a forum and in a chapter, it's sort of, it's quite miraculous in terms of what you can get out of it. So I think I hope I've sold everyone to sort of sign up and register with DLC. I know I've done some research in terms of DLC and I'm going to sign up as well right after this. But it's a forum that sort of, you have the best of YPO and EO, right? You have members from both communities. When you're in EO or when you're in YPO, it's very stigmatized to just be in that particular community. I think Della is and DLC is rather breaking that stigma and allowing everyone to sort of be part of one community where you can grow from each other's experiences and learn new things and of course grow your network and your friends as well. So.